Shazam, Shazam, Shazam. How you guys doing this morning? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, it's pretty clear. Today, I'm going to be talking about mortgage qualification. This is for well builders. I'm telling you, this year in 2018, I'm only dealing with well builders all the way to the bank. Well builders, well builders, well builders, well builders. I'm dealing with people who can take you to the ultimate level. So you have to have done something in the past that's more positive, done something, achieved something in your life. Then I can help you go to the next level. Okay. I still work with some people starting off, but you got to start off good. You can't just start off scanty, and not putting too much time into developing people as much as I used to before. Because I'm actually toning down now, trying to exit. So what's happening is I'm working with people who take the ultimate level, real easy, ultimate level. You have money, you have equity, you have credit, you have something. Bang, we start showcasing, and we create millionaires this year in 2018. So let's discuss the mortgage qualification process. Some of you guys are confused. So two things we talk about: the mortgage qualification process, and the next thing we talk about is your investment objectives. What exactly are you trying to achieve when you decide to venture into buying real estate investment property? So let's talk about the mortgage qualification process. There's three types of mortgage qualification process. Number one, we deal with the income qualification. Okay? So income qualification means the standard person, you have a regular job, you have to have good income, good credit, decent down payment, 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever you have there. Okay, decent down payment. But you solely being qualified based on your income. And when we talk about income, we focus on your income and your debt. So your debt to income ratio has to be top notch. And some of these things you probably hear already if you deal with a mortgage broker or your bank. Okay. Difference with dealing with myself and my team, we're a bit more creative, we're a bit more flexible, we get more things done because we're trying to help you get to the ultimate level, which is create that generational wealth, own multiple properties, 3, 4, 5, as much up to 9, 10 properties you want to own. So we're trying to get you to that level. So I find strategies, I create strategies to maximize your purchasing power. Okay, so you need good income, good credit, decent down payment, 5% all the way up to whatever you have saved already. And be buying yourself your first home, your second home, whatever you decide. Okay, so income qualifier, that's the number one process. Next one is the equity qualifier. Equity qualifier. This is predominantly based on equity, meaning how much down payment you have. How much down payment you have. You can call it equity qualifier or down payment qualifier, whatever you want to call it, because it's solely based on the amount of money that you have. Okay, of course, credit is always going to be looked at, and always is going to be a good thing to have great credit. Credit is something you don't want to not have. Okay, so equity qualifier. So equity qualifiers start at 20% or more. So 20%, 35%, or 25%, 35%, all the way up to 50% deposit you put down. You pretty much can get a mortgage for almost anyone. You know, anyone will give you a mortgage for the most part. Of course, credit have to be intact, and you cannot owe the government any taxes. So it's one mandate with almost every lender. You cannot owe the government any taxes because the government is the only guy who can come and snatch your property, put a lien on your property if you owe them. So that's very important. So equity qualifier. And a lot of times now, if you have good equity or a good down payment to put on the property, we put you into a B lender, you pay a little bit more interest rate, we stretch over 35 years, monthly payment is cheaper, and you can pretty much buy a bunch of properties once you have 20% down and more. So on. Okay, they look at the income, but it's mostly based on the equity. Income has to be there as well, but equity is the main reason why. Because the bank is saying, okay, well, you want this property, and you showing good faith that you put in more down. So the more you put down, you minimize the bank's risk. You understand that, or the lenders in general. The more you put down, you minimize the lender's risk. So equity buyer, bang. Equity buyers are also good for self-employed people and well builders. Normally, self-employed people will have a larger down payment or larger deposit. They can do that, and then they get pushed on the B side, qualifying, get themselves a mortgage, and you're good to go for the most part. Now, this is for the ultimate level. Ultimate level. So when you reach a certain level in your well building process. And again, not too many people are going to qualify for this one here. This is called the liquidity buyer. The liquidity buyer. Okay? Not too many people going to meet to this level, but I've come across a few over the years. Liquidity buyer, and this is how it goes. You have to have about $500,000. Are you listening to me? Yes. $500,000. $500,000 sitting in the bank's cash. Okay? $500,000 sitting in the bank's cash. and the banks would lend you $500,000 cash, and I think 25%, whatever it is, and the banks would pretty much give you almost any mortgage, of course within reason. Within reason, any mortgage. More important than just any mortgage. Multiple mortgages, up to 9 properties you would be able to buy. 9 properties you have to buy. Some of the lenders we're talking to. You have $500,000 in cash, decent credit. You don't even have to have a job. 0 income, self-employed or minimum income, up to 9 properties. Not too many people you know or I know able to qualify for this. So this is called a liquidity buyer. So what the banks want to make sure that over the next 3, 4, 5 years, if they extend a mortgage for you, you would not have a default because you're a liquidity buyer. You have liquid, you have $500,000 cash, and they would just jump all over you to do business. That's how it works. They would just pour business into you because they want piece of the pie. Okay, they want piece of the pie. Now, what I tell most of my investors, once you get to that level, even though you have $500,000 cash, I probably wouldn't be pushing you towards residential purchase unless you really want to stay there. So $500,000 cash, I'm going to turn you into residential living, but multifamily properties, buying 15, 20, 30 plus units. Okay, so once you get $500,000 cash, I will put you to an ultimate level of buying real estate. Okay, multifamily will be shopping at that particular time. And that's where you need to be. As an investor, you can buy a major multifamily properties, and if it's big enough, you can be set for life. You get income for the rest of your life coming in every single month, and you should be good to go. Okay, so those are 3 different qualifiers for mortgage: income, equity, and liquidity. Most of my top investors are working towards becoming a liquidity buyer. Liquidity buyer, $500,000 cash, you can buy up to 9 residential properties, and you move on from there on. Again, my personal opinion, unless you really want to stay in that space, once you get $500,000 cash, I'm pushing you to multifamily rentals. We're going to play with the big boys now. Okay, which is what we transition into anyways. By 2019, 2020, most of my investors, the top ones anyways, we're pushing towards multifamily, big multifamilies, rentals. Residential is good. The thing with residential, it gives you fast equity. You can build equity a lot faster with residential than you can build with multifamilies. Residential goes fast, but multifamily it goes up in big chunks. You have $300,000-$400,000 appreciation in 1 year, versus $100,000-$200,000 in residential. So it can get decent appreciation. Okay. Now, investment objective. A lot of times people decide to get involved in buying real estate, and they don't understand why they're buying real estate or what they're trying to accomplish when buying real estate. Number 1, tax break. Tax break. If you're a tax break purchaser, that means your objective is to get good tax break. First thing, number 1, you'll be breaking even on most of your properties. So the tax break properties most people buy is like condos. They buy a condo, 2, 3 of them downtown or Mississauga. They sit back, the income come in, it covers all the expenses, a little bit of money in their pocket every month or a little bit negative every month, but they don't care. They build some equity, the more is getting paid down. The number 1 objective of this person is to get good tax break at the end of the year, and it works extremely well. Some guys have 3, 4 of them, you get good tax break. So number 1, tax break, okay? I'm gonna give you all different objectives and tell you what I like best. Number 2, cash flow. So you're buying cash flowing properties, it doesn't matter where it's at. Once it's cash flow, you're buying it. So after all expensive at the end of the month, you get $500, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month, positive cash flow into your pocket. You're sweet, you're good to go. Okay, that's the second objective of buying real estate. Okay, the third one, this one is when you're starting off to crank it up. You want to become a wealth builder. You want to build wealth. You want to build assets. You want to build equity. You're going to be an equity purchaser. Equity is an equity play. That means you're buying properties that's going to move up fast in appreciation. You're buying in good quality neighborhood. You're buying pre-construction. And you're buying fast. So the objective is to buy property, you get quick appreciation, you refinance them, take some money out, you buy a second and third, second and third, second and third. You're a wealth builder. You're building equity, you're building wealth. The third play, equity. So number 1, tax break. Number 2, cash flow. Number 3, equity. Number 4, this is my one. This is my ballpark. I love this one. I call it the wealth generation play. The wealth generation play. What that means, folks, that when you buy a property, you get equity and cash flow. You understand that? You get equity and cash flow. In order to do that, you need to buy a property that has 2 units. You rent upstairs, rent the basement. 2 units or more. Rent upstairs, rent the basement. It's called a generational wealth play. It's like a hybrid. You get equity and cash flow. By a good quality neighborhood, you get good cash flow, and the property is have a strong demand and appreciation like crazy. Again, that's my take for today. Knowing your investment objective is very, very important before you start putting your money to work. Tax break, cash flow, equity objective, and also equity and cash flow. We call it generational wealth building process, and you can't go wrong. In 2018, we created millionaires. I want you to be one of them. Contact me. My direct line is 647-237-3642. Let's start the ball rolling. Don't waste time. A lot of you guys already fall off your 2018 resolution already. Let me get you back on track, and let's start investing to the ultimate level. Now, remember, before I start working with you, you have to already done something great. You have to already done something great. You keep your costs down low, you save some money, you bought a house, you have some form of equity. You have to do something before you talk to me. Once you've done that, I'm going to crank up to the ultimate level and show you how to make lots and lots more money. Again, my name is Frank Corbin. To your success. See you then. 2018, we creating millionaires, we're making a lot of money, and we creating success. Bang, bang, boom, kazam. I'm out.